Morning, friends. Pastor Chuck Blair here. Trying round two. My apologies for that little glitch. Yeah, just a few little technical difficulties. I think this will work better. Trying to do it outside because it's so beautiful, but just doesn't seem to be strong enough internet signal out there. So thank you again for joining. So I am joining you from beautiful Pawleys Island, South Carolina. Was down here visiting friends, a number of congregants, just a ton of fun. We had a little in-person church service yesterday and we had 25 people there. It sure was a ton of fun seeing everyone and get a chance to see some congregants as well as some friends. And as I noted, and yeah, just good stuff. And it's a lot of the time I struggle. I'm not a big tech guy, and I struggle some of the time with like, okay, how does all the tech stuff work? And then to just have a simple service with people right there was sure nice, very sweet. So for any of you who are joining us today, who joined us yesterday, great to have you here. So today is I want to sort of hold forth a little bit on what I was talking about yesterday to that group. And it's the idea of two kinds of love. And we're going to close on the Gospel of John, the last sort of post-Easter story there. And it's a beautiful story where Jesus asked Peter three times, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Asked him three times those questions. Jesus hears Peter's response three times, and then three times he gives them directions kind of coming out of it. And it's an interesting story, and I'm not going to go through it in a lot of detail because we've done it as sermon material fairly recently. But I wanted to share with you, about the two kinds of love that Jesus is talking about. And many of you have heard this before. It's sort of a stock sermon that I believe is super important. And that's that word love. We see that word loved used many different ways, in many different churches, in many different groups. But we tend to only have one word for it. And the reality is they used many words for love back in the day. And those words for love, I think, have a lot to teach churches today. And the two words Jesus is using there when he says, Peter, do you love me? Are philia, which means fellowship, and agape, which means a self-sacrificing love. I love that idea, the beauty of that perspective with love and what does it look like? Somebody's phone's going off in the background here. With terms of love and that idea of a love that's willing to self-sacrifice. How does that actually work in people's lives? Well, I want to think of it this way, that philia love is a brotherhood love, a sisterhood love, and it's a great love. And it's so easy to, again, when you set things up in binaries, to think, oh, that this is obviously the lesser love. If you just are warm and fuzzy about other people, it's not. That's actually critically important. It's one of the best parts of the human experience. It's something we all need. It's something we all thrive for. That's kind of the philia level. And then there's the agape level, which is the self-sacrificing love. And the self-sacrificing love, folks, that's the part where the real work is. That's where it's here we have the emotion, and the emotion's great. And then we turn the emotion into action. We turn philia into agape. And I think that's so much what the call for churches, synagogues, mosques, fill in the blank, right? That's so much what that calls, that movement from philia to agape love. And one of the quotes that I got from Sam Wells, Reverend Sam Wells, which I just thought was so good. And I used it yesterday, and I want to use it again today because I think it should really get us thinking. And it's this idea, and it deals with agape love. What tasks would remain undone unless you did them? What tasks would remain undone unless you did them? And maybe task, you think a bunch of different words there. What things would remain undone unless you did them? I know for me, I feel we live in a culture that talks a great deal about, do what you love to do what you love to do. Well, obviously that's significant. And culture, society, communities, churches, synagogues, mosques, like all of those super critical things depend on people doing things that would remain undone unless they did them. And that's not heroic. And it may not even necessarily be what we love to do. But what does it really look like? What does it really look like to actually engage in doing things that that just would remain undone unless we do them? Like that's that sense of duty, and that sense of duty. It's not terribly sexy to talk about, right? It's not terribly inspirational per se. It's just saying, like, look, all of us in our lives have those things where we are called to do them. And if we don't do them, they're just going to remain undone. And that speaks to the fact that God has created in this world people like you folks who you have unique things to offer the world. You have jobs and tasks that will remain undone unless you do them because you're the only one who can. You're the only one who can offer that connection, who can offer that kind word, who can offer that kind look, who can do that thing, whatever that thing is. So that's what I'd ask you folks to think about today, as we move into the week ahead, and we'll be starting back up again tomorrow from Philadelphia. But just think, yeah, where is that? Where is that for me? That task that would remain undone unless I do it. Maybe a small thing, maybe a big thing, but that's what to lean into. I would ask you the week ahead, ask you to think about for the week ahead. So that's my thought, folks. Again, apologies for the little computer glitch there, but what we're gonna do now we're gonna do a little prayer, a little blessing, a little meditation, and then when all those things are done, we'll hop onto social media and say hi to folks. So with that, friends, let's all get a big breath. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, friends. So let's take a quick look here again. I hope you folks are all doing well, and then I'll hop on to our Facebook page here and see what kind of social media comments we have. And again, folks, just a last, I'll be reminding you next couple of days, just last couple reminders over Wednesday and Thursday, both nights we actually have small groups going. If that interests you, you can take a look on our website, www.newchurchlive.tv, and we will get going. All right. So thank you folks for hanging in there with the tech glitch. These are folks who were able to leave some social media comments. So Sherry, good morning to you, my friend, and I hope you're doing well. Paige, good morning, and glad you got that book picked up. Thank you for the very kind gift that went with the book. Marcus, good morning to you, buddy, and hope you're doing well. Melissa, good morning to you, my friend. Yeah, it really is an interesting thought. Like when I read that, I thought, yeah, what is it? Because boy, it's so sobering. Because the fact is, I just want to do those things I love, and yet the reality, there are certain tasks that I have to do, that don't get done unless I do them, and that's good too. Like that's actually a healthy part of life. John writes Ephesians 2:1-22. John, I'm gonna have to look that up. That sounds great. Gene, good morning and happy Monday to you, my friend. Sherry, good morning to you. I hope you're doing well. And I hope, yes, for everybody that you have a great morning. And the last one there, Martha from out of Michigan. Great to see you joining us as well. So, folks, thank you for joining us again. I am broadcasting today from Dudley and Gene Davis's house in Pawleys Island, my former football coach and boss from back all those days. And so, yeah, and it'll be great to be returning to Philadelphia and joining you folks from Philly tomorrow. So, wishing you all the best, friends. Take care. God bless. Bye bye.